Hello and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. My name is Kimberly, also known as SockBunny, and this is going to be a holiday log cabin. I originally had the idea of making this like a full-blown Christmas house and making it like even almost gaudy in how much Christmas stuff it had in it, but then I decided to tone it down, which you will see later, and it becomes more of a really cozy cabin that I actually really love. And I actually, when I finished building this, moved my sim from my personal game into it and played it for several sim days and really enjoyed it. So this is a very cozy, comfortable home. My sim threw a party. She had a baby and ended up turning one of the rooms into a kid's room by not making very many changes, but I'll talk about that later. But so what we can see is the outside. I do edit this video a lot more than I normally do. I don't show like putting all the windows in and everything. I cut that out. I cut out doing the yard landscaping because those two areas are areas where it takes me forever to make up my mind. So you'll see that the yard is already landscaped and the windows are all put in. Now I do end up changing the color of the windows. Right now they're all red because, like I said, I was going to do full on Christmas mode, but I ended up toning it down and just using a few decorations. So it is much nicer in the end than I expected it to be. I did a lot of half walls in this build. The bottom floor is all open plan except for a bathroom. There are 2 bathrooms upstairs, 1 bathroom downstairs, 3 bedrooms upstairs. And I left the backyard pretty plain. I didn't do too much in there because I just wanted to leave that up to you if you want to put a pool or whatever in. I mean, I could have spent the time to build a pool and all that, but that's something relatively easy that anybody could add if they wanted to. And so you're going to see in a minute that I choose the wallpaper for the inside, and that's where I get the idea to make it a cozy log cabin instead of just a full-blown gaudy Christmas house. So, and I also think I cut out where I do the outside, yeah, because I had changed my mind a whole bunch of times, so I cut it out. You didn't see it. It wasn't that noticeable, but I did cut out like about 20 minutes worth of video because I couldn't decide. Also, I changed all the railings because I had them all originally green, and I changed them to brown, and I changed the windows from red to tan, so it looks more, you know, normal, what a normal person would use. Okay, so I do use some things from the holiday stuff pack that they gave us a couple of years ago for free. So I loaded the game, I recorded this video, I got out of the game, started this video processing, got back into the game, and lo and behold, there was an update. Oh, I was like, oh, let me go read the patch notes. Well, guess what? They updated that stuff pack in the time that it took me to record this video. Of course. So they added a few things. So you're going to see, like, I used the Christmas tree and stuff like that. Well, they went and they added a holiday table, which I may or may not have used in this build because it's pretty out there. There's a holiday fireplace, which I probably would have used instead of the one that I used. There's a nutcracker. There's a centerpiece that's 4 candles. That's really pretty. And there's a little holiday cracker that you crack open, and I think whatever you get inside is a collectible because my sim got a toy out of it, and I meant to go look and see, but I think you get collectibles. So, and also what they did is you might see later that I'll be, to bring up the holiday stuff, I actually go over to the search box and type in the word holiday because before it didn't have its own filter. Like, you know how if you're going to use the garden stuff pack or, you know, get to work, you could filter by just that, but they hadn't done it for the free Christmas stuff, holiday stuff. It's not just Christmas because it's Hanukkah and Kwanzaa also. So anyway, they finally gave it its own little filter. So if you're like, you know, on the right, when you go and click and you choose sort by pack, it's way down at the bottom under free packs. So because the holiday patch is a free patch. Holiday pack is a free pack. And this patch was just done December 1st. I recorded this yesterday, December 1st. And yeah, I probably would have still used this table because, like I said, I had toned it down. If I was doing the gaudy Christmas house, which I might still do. There might be another build after this one that might be a gaudy Christmas house. Let's see how extreme of a Christmas house we can make. That actually would be a good challenge. If you are up to taking that challenge on, definitely let me know if you do it, and let me know and tell me where it is in the gallery, and I'll go look at it and maybe download it into my game because, you know, gaudy Christmas houses for the win. Or if you want to do a Hanukkah house or whatever, that's totally fine too. Let me know if you decide to do that. So anyway, you can see that I did put carpeting through the whole house except for the kitchen and the bathrooms. And I was going to put this like arch thing all the way up the walk, but then I decided not to. So let's see. Yeah, I really love how the living room area turned out. And right behind the living room area, I put like a little reading nook, which I would call a knitting nook, or to bug my family, I call it a knitting canuck, actually. Drives my daughter crazy when I say that. And there are several knitting canooks in this house. I put in let's see, all three bedrooms have little seating areas where you could read, and there's one down here which you're going to see very shortly. And I did again the half wall with a little angle. I think that looks really cute in this house. And another thing that's good about doing the half walls like that is it's fewer walls that you have to decorate. So that's a good thing. And here we're putting the longest cheat code in the world in so we can unlock this rug. And as I've mentioned in other Let's Plays, I normally keep my Sims houses pretty simple. I don't put a lot of clutter in them, but since it's a build for other people to use, I put more than I usually do in. But even so, compared to some builders, I put way less than a lot of people do. But I have to say I'm super happy with this. Oh, and another thing that weird that happened, and you'll see it again coming up shortly, some of the objects I sized up. Like on the back of the house, I had put some of those Christmas wreaths, and I had sized them up using the shift and the bracket. And also, there's a lit up tree on the back porch that I did the same thing to, and they caused things not to work inside of the house, so I either had to move them or delete them, which you'll see. I'll show you in a minute. So when you size objects up, it does interfere sometimes with you being able to use things, or it'll make things disappear. Just FYI, because it also made some things disappear in the house. So that little area right there in the kitchen, when my Sim was playing for a personal game, I put a bar there for her when she was having a party, and it was a perfect spot. So I wish I would have thought to put the bar in, but that's just a little suggestion if you download this. I really struggle with art. Oh, and another thing I did different that I don't normally do in this build is I filtered by style. So I chose, what was it called? Gothic Farmhouse, I think, to get a lot of the decor and stuff for this house. So I just never think to do that. Like you could filter by contemporary or different things like that. So, and like I said, I did have my Sim test this house, and it's not perfect. No house is perfect, but you know, I really do like it. I tried to go as rustic as possible and make it like a little cabin in the woods. Well, a big cabin in the woods. I wouldn't mind living in this house. I know I say that a lot, but this is actually a house that I can see myself comfortably living in. I like that there are so many balconies. Oh, and I forgot to put a door to one of the balconies, so you'll see later that I do, in this bedroom that we're looking at here, I do take one of the windows out and put a door to the other balcony. So this bedroom actually has two balconies it can access, which wasn't what I meant to happen, but, you know, those things happen. They have a lot of choice. They can go to the front of the house or the back of the house or the side of the house. So there's 1, 2, 3 balconies and then the big back porch. And here you can see I'm filtering by the color blue. I love to filter by color because it lets me notice things that I might not have noticed. Like, you know, a version of a picture or a version of a rug that I don't notice because it's not the default view. I'm doing air quotes with my hands, but you can't see it. I do that a lot. I'm weird. I do end up moving that toilet to the other side of the room because I want to put curtains in that room, just so you know. And I was looking for a rug to put there, but then I ended up just taking a carpet square and put it in front of the shower to be a little rug. And then I decided not to put that cabinet because I was upsizing it. I was like, oh, it might make it where they can't use the toilet. So, and I try to put a bunny in at least every build since I am SockBunny. This would be a really good house for a large family, actually. You could swap out the single the double beds for 2 twin beds, or 3 twin beds really could go in one room. And if you haven't seen it yet, I did a few days ago upload a video called Christmas Tree Penthouse, and I built a penthouse in the new town, San Myshuno, which is shaped like a Christmas tree and has Christmas lights on top. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. It's one of my favorite builds that I've ever done. And yeah, I think after I finish this video, I think I will go do a gaudy Christmas build. So you can look for that in the next week or so. There's where I was having a problem. I couldn't place anything on that wall because I had upsized that thing on the back. So even so, sometimes I still have to pull out beds to put pictures behind them. So, and then here we go, putting some curtains in, which really I think makes the house even more cozy. And again, curtains is something I don't normally think of when I'm playing The Sims. I just don't. In my personal games, my Sims very rarely get the luxury of having curtains in their houses. But it really does make it more cozy. And if you don't remember or haven't heard why I am such a minimalist when I play, it harkens back to my Sims 2 days when my computer could barely handle Sims 2. And the more things my Sim had in their house, it would make my game lag. So I've always just been the bare necessities, and I guess I just never really have broken that habit of always just having the bare necessity in the game. And now you can have as much as you want in their house, and it's not going to slow the game down. But for some reason, I just have always stuck. I love that desk because it has that back area where you can put a lamp, not just on the front. It's more realistic to me, if that makes sense. And here we go. This is the room that I turned into the kids' room when my Sim had a daughter. So we turned this into her room, and because there was plenty of room to put the toys, the art center, the void critter training center, and all that kind of stuff. I put the dollhouse out on the back porch for her. What else did I do? I got her the science lab center for kids, and that all went in the bedroom that we were looking at just a minute ago. And I really like how the porches turned out. I think they're nice and cozy. Realistically, though, I hardly ever have my Sims go out on the porch. I'm too much of a slave driver. I just make them work too hard. But this is the porch that right here that we're working on that I had not given access to, so I had to put a door in. And here's another little cute. So all but the daughter's room, what I call the daughter's room, again, I'm doing air quotes that you can't see, all but the daughter's room ended up with balconies, so which is good. All right, so we're looking at the screenshots here. Here's the front door. Look how cute it looks at night. I love how this house turned out. Love it. Here's the living room. My Sim is watching TV. She is, in these pictures, she's majorly pregnant. She's the one who ended up living in the house for like a Sim week. I built this house to use in my Ultimate Sim Challenge neighborhood, so if you haven't checked that Let's Play out, you should go check it out. I'm having my Sim do everything you could possibly do in the game. We're on season 2, no, still season 1 of that. We're on season 3 of my 10 generation challenge. And here's the what I call the daughter's room, because it's where my daughter moved in. And there she is, majorly pregnant, heading off to bed because she's exhausted. I like that hallway. I think it turned out nice and cozy. There she is in the master bedroom. And it's the master because it has its own bathroom, even though I think it's a little bit smaller. Here's the upstairs floor plan, which I think is really nice and not my normal style. Here's the bottom floor plan. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is in the gallery under Holiday Log Cabin, and you can find it under my ID, which is SockBunny66 in the gallery. Have a great day. Keep on simming. Bye.